Alright, so we said atoms can lose or gain electrons, and when that happens, you form ions. Atoms can also share electrons, okay? And when they share electrons, we say they're held together by a covalent bond, okay? And when they're sharing electrons, and if they have the atoms as a group still have an equal number of electrons and protons, that means it's still electrically neutral, then what you have is called a molecule. Okay? And most of the stuff that we deal with are in fact ions and molecules, not atoms. So the formula for a molecule is written so that the symbol for each element that's present is there. So you list the elements, the symbol of each of the atoms present. Okay? You write subscripts to indicate how many atoms of each element are present in the molecule. And if you don't write a subscript, that subscript is implied to be a 1. So for example, 20% of the molecules in the air that you breathe are O2 molecules. We represent the molecules by this formula, O2. What does that mean? If I have a molecule of O2, how many atoms are there in that molecule? 2. And both of those atoms are oxygen. So you have 2 oxygen atoms sort of stuck together. And the reason they're stuck together is they're sharing electrons. Okay, so there's 2 atoms in that molecule. How about this one? Which one represents a molecule? Second one, this is 1. Remember, the subscripts are not written, are implied to be 1. So this is a molecule that has 1 carbon and 1 oxygen atom. This is a molecule of carbon monoxide. This one right here is a symbol for just 1 element, 1 atom. Okay, so that's not a molecule. So carbon monoxide would be a molecule. You have to have at least 2 atoms. Okay? So the total subscript should at least be 2 or more. It could be more. Acetic acid, that's the molecule that's responsible for the sour taste of vinegar, has this formula, CH3COOH. How many atoms are in a molecule of acetic acid? 8. Okay, how many carbons do you have? 1 and 1, so that's 2 carbons. How many hydrogens? 4. 3 and 1. Remember, unwritten subscript is 1, so that's 3 plus 1, that's 4. O1, O1, so that's oxygen, there's 2 oxygen. 2 plus 4 plus 2 is 8. Okay? You may be wondering, why is it written in that way? Why not just write it as C2H4O2? It has to do with the way the atoms are connected to each other, which we'll learn more later. Okay? How many protons and electrons are in 1 molecule of ammonia? Ammonia is the you'll find ammonia in your window cleaners, like Windex. That's the characteristic smell of ammonia. So, how many protons and electrons are in 1 molecule of ammonia? Well, you have to refer to your periodic table. Okay, where is, let's see, periodic table. Let's go back to webelements.com. Nitrogen is atomic number 7. Hydrogen is atomic number 1. So nitrogen has 7 protons, right? And hydrogen has how many protons? 1 each, but there's 3 of them for a total of 10 protons. How many electrons? Why 10? It's neutral. Same number of protons and electrons.